Blind Pew here. As you can see, we are still at the ancient alien ruins. In fact, we've spent the whole holidays here enjoying the festive spirit. For my previous transmission, click on the link appearing on screen. Now, we've now run out of Lavian brandy, and the synthetic turkey is long gone. Really, we've overdone it a bit, would you not say, Chief Engineer Ben Gunn?
Would. In fact, I'm feeling a bit worse for wear.
Let's see if we can work some of the post effects of the Lavian brandy off with a jaunt round the alien ruins. I'll just roll into the SRV here. Okay, so we are outside the perimeter wall at a triangular arrangement of obelisks. As you can see, some are fairly badly damaged by the passage of time. But look at this on the ground. Almost looks like some sort of circuit joining the obelisks together.
What's that upper formation ahead?
Not sure, let me take a look. Looks like there is some sort of blue glow beneath them. I'll clear the area for a better view. Very odd, looks like some sort of power source beneath the surface seeping out. And what is this strange ancient pillar that has just risen out of the ground nearby? Seems impervious to laser fire. Look at the glowing object at the top.
Should you really be firing on a pew? I've moved the ship round for a better view.
Let me see if I can knock it down. Yes, I can. Ancient relic. Let's collect that. I'll bring it back to the ship, the Star Chaser.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Just inside the perimeter wall now, and look, another of those underground blue power sources covered in rocks.
These must have some meaning, Pew.
Yes, I'm just not sure what, yet. Further inside now, and as you can see, Ben, I've reached the first grid of obelisks.
Take a look around for anything unusual.
Nothing yet. There is a further larger group ahead. Heading there now. Look, there appear to be a different sort of structure embedded into the perimeter wall at regular intervals. Okay, I've reached the second grid of obelisks now. These seem in better condition, and are in a much more regular oblong grid structure. All the obelisks appear to be a triangular prism shape. In fact, looking closer, each appears to be made of 9 smaller, identical triangular prisms tessellated together to form an identical larger triangular prism.
It must mean something.
Hey, look over there. One appears to be glowing blue.
Get closer and see if we can get a signal off it.
Just approaching now. It appears to be powered by the same blue substance we saw earlier, but look at the surface, there are 3 changing symbols, again formed exclusively from tessellating triangles.
See if you can record the symbols for later analyses, Pew.
Recording now. Impervious to fire again.
Don't fire on it. Can you scan it?
Let me see. Yes, seems we can. Ancient civilization data downloaded.
Absolutely fascinating.
Encoded pattern epsilon obelisk data.
Encoded, so there's something to decode here then it seems.
Indeed, Ben, indeed. Further on now in another grid of obelisks. Look, another glowing, or active obelisk. There appears to be one active in each grid section. I wonder if they all used to be active, connected by the circuit-like structure that runs over the floor between them. Encoded pattern alpha obelisk data this time.
So, different to before then.
So it would seem. There must be a number of different data to collect. Wasn't that engineer, Ramtab, working on an attempt to decode information from this site? Well, before Galnet News reported his laboratory had been attacked.
Yes, it sounds rather fishy, like someone is trying to stop the research.
I think you are right, Ben. We need to look into this. Approaching the smaller raised circular structure at the bottom left of the ruin now. Let's see if we can get on top and take a look around. We can, as you can see, Ben. Less of a grid structure here. More sparse, perhaps in a circular arrangement of sorts. Another active obelisk up here. There are two different structures up here. Here is one. They are larger, with a small archway. Look closely and you can see the blue glow coming off the edges, perhaps partially powered then. Oh, look, another of those ancient pillars has risen out of the ground nearby. Going in for a closer look.
Be extremely careful, Pew.
Will do. Scanning it now. And now to collect it.
Isn't that called vandalism, Pew?
I think some call it research, Ben.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Okay, Ben. As you can see from the video feed, there are some large grids of the obelisks in the open area to the north of the small raised circle we were just on. Going in for a close look.
Be extremely careful, Pew.
As always, you get a rather majestic feeling from slowly rolling down these avenues of obelisks, you know.
Don't go all Rico on me now, Pew.
Slightly different lower structure here. Heading over to the second grid. Again, it has a single active obelisk to scan. Pattern Delta obelisk data. Okay, this direction leads to the central large raised circular area, as you can see in the distance ahead. But first leads from the oblong grid of obelisks to a second triangular grid at the end.
These must have some meaning, Pew.
It definitely means something, but we need to figure it out. Entering the raised concentric circles that surround the central raised circular structure. That circular structure is directly ahead. I'll try and get on top. So, here we are. A large open space. Is it a landing zone as some have speculated, or a map to something as others have speculated? There are a number of those larger unusual structures up here on the perimeter of the circle, like the two we saw on the smaller raised circle. I think that these structures only appear on the raised circles, so they must have some particular function linked to that. Perhaps docking clamps of some kind?
Difficult to say at this stage, Pew. I am moving the ship over to the center of the ruin so that you can return more easily. Head back now as I can see some unusual objects from up here that you might want to investigate.
Okay, heading over now. I'll just come straight down this slope. Nearly there. I'll just unload what I've collected so far, and then you can direct me to the objects you saw whilst hovering over the site, Ben.
Okay, sounds like a plan, Pew.
The first, an ancient urn,
Cargo
formed of triangular prisms again it seems. The second, an ancient totem. Each lie on the blue power source it seems. The third, an ancient tablet comprised of triangular prisms on the blue power source. The fourth, an ancient orb. Similar structure and location. Fifth, finally and rather creepily, ancient casket. There is a funereal theme here it seems. And, actually, the sixth object is the ancient relic that sits atop these ancient pillars we saw before. It's getting a bit dark and creepy here. Time to head back to the ship I think, and put these finds to the hole. Heading up now, Ben.
Well, there is so much here up this side, Pew, so very much that it will take quite some time to go through it all. And there is a lot of scope for research and speculation as to what it all means.
There certainly is, but that's the best part, isn't it? Anyway, that certainly blew away the post-festive cobwebs. As you can see from my inventory, whilst the various objects we have collected are rare, they are only worth around 10,000 credits apiece. Much less than the unknown pro-band artifact already in my hold, which I collected elsewhere a week or so back. I think we need to focus on the engineer Amtab. He may need some help translating the scans we got from the obelisks, so let's open up channels with him. Anyway, I think that is enough investigation for now, as I have just located the emergency supply of Lavian brandy, Ben. So both Ben and I will wish anyone receiving this transmission a happy new year, 3303, and good luck commanders. And I'll see you out there.